Thanks so much for joining us here on this Thursday. I'm Brooke Hash. It is day 6 of that search for the I-75 sniper suspect thought to be hiding in the Daniel Boone National Forest. Our Ian Hardwitt and photojournalist Emma Gefter have been in Laurel County all week. They heard from Kentucky's governor just this morning. Ian, what did you hear from the governor about the victims who were shot on Saturday?
Brooke, the governor was relieved to say that 4 out of 5 people have left the hospital and that the 5th person, they haven't left yet, but they are expected to survive. He also shared that KSP has expanded their search area and that the school buses in this area are also being escorted by KSP officers who are not part of that search. Now, before taking our questions earlier today, Governor Beshear shook hands with first responders outside the London Community Center. He praised their swift response to the shooting and thanked local emergency dispatchers for their work as chaos unfolded over the phone lines. The Laurel County Judge Executive told us yesterday that he feels like the Kentucky National Guard will soon join the boots on the ground search. Listen to what the governor had to say about that. Beshear, can you talk about the possibility of adding the Kentucky National Guard as a boots on the ground, extra resources for the search?
Right now, what was requested is some aerial assistance. The Blackhawks have proven very helpful, especially how dense it is. Right now, we don't have an extra request, but that's something we would certainly look at. And again, this isn't the type of search where you can just put a whole bunch of people out there at once, because this is an individual that we believe is still armed. Would be very difficult to spot. And again, we want to make sure that we don't lose anybody throughout this.
Now, we also heard from the state police commissioner at earlier's press conference. Even though the search area has grown, he said it could still grow some more once they clear the ground that they're trying to cover. Coming up at 4 o'clock, we'll have more from Governor Andy Beshear and also the owner of a gas station, one exit down from where the shooting happened, and how they were sheltering travelers as the interstate shut down. Until then, I'm live in Laurel County. Ian Hardwitt, WHAS11. On your side.
Ian, thank you so much. Now we turn to the possibility and the likelihood that a good amount of our viewing area will be getting some rain in the midnight hour, Sam.
Yeah, that's right, Brooke. We're going to be seeing the first couple of bands of rain from Francine inching into our areas. We get you into the night tonight. Now, the nice thing is, stepping out the door at the lunch hour, some patchy areas of blue sky, which is nice to see. Most of our sunshine is found in our northern communities and much of southern Indiana, including downtown Louisville as well. Further south, though, in Kentucky, you're probably noticing some thick clouds moving through, and that's what we have in that hour-by-hour forecast. So reaching 85 this afternoon, and likely see the rain icon closer to about midnight. Those are the first couple of bands of light rainfall from Francine. Temperatures, though, out the door, 82 in Louisville. So again, a fair amount of sun is making for the readings to be in the 80s in Du Bois County. Paoli at 77, and Springfield clocking in right now at 77 degrees. So on the rainfall tracker, we're expecting to see the bands of rain later on tonight and stretching into much of the morning hours tomorrow. No severe weather, but we're mainly going to be seeing the rainfall come down at a pretty good rate, in excess of maybe a half an inch to an inch per hour, especially for the rush hour commute. So we'll be bringing an impact to your Friday morning stepping out the door. Take a look, some very heavy rain right now from Francine. It's now a tropical depression, and Francine's continuing to march her way to the north, right around 10 miles an hour, and really gaining steam as she does continue to project her way north. So again, Francine's weakening, but we are going to be tracking rainfall, all kicking in tonight and affecting us during the day tomorrow. So Brooke, in a few more minutes, I'll let everybody know the exact timing of Francine in your Friday. Much more of that forecast coming up.
All right, Sam. Police have arrested and charged a man for participating in street takeovers on Labor Day weekend. 18-year-old Bryce Johnson faces several charges from wanton endangerment to reckless driving and rioting. According to arrest records, officers saw Johnson drifting and doing donuts at 26th and Market. Officers said he was also seen at a takeover near Iroquois Park with the passenger hanging out of his window. Investigators said he admitted to participating in those takeovers. Also new here at noon, Metro Police are investigating a deadly hit-and-run. It happened just before 7:30 this morning on McMahon Boulevard at Taylorsville Road in the Hikes Point area. Police said a man died at the scene and there was no description of a suspect car. If you know anything that can help police, call that anonymous tip line. That's 574 LMPD. Just hours ago, the owner of a Highview home once filled with dangerous chemicals entered a guilty plea. Mark Hibble is currently out of jail on bond after completing a court-ordered treatment program. And with this plea deal, Hibble will avoid jail time and have 5 years of supervised probation. Last July, he was arrested and charged with wanton endangerment after the discovery of those chemicals and explosives in his home. His attorneys said he and a partner were going into business to sell them. The Environmental Protection Agency dismantled that house last October. LMPD said it's searching for a TARC passenger accused of assaulting a driver late last month. Around 9:30 a.m. on August 27th, officers were called to an assault on a TARC bus in Nulu. The driver of the bus told officers the suspect punched him in the face before running away. The department said it's unfortunate an individual would sucker punch a person for trying to do their job. We hope someone will step up and name this person so LMPD can prosecute them. Police said once arrested, the suspect will be charged with 4th-degree assault. If you know anything about that incident, call that tip line or use the department's online portal. In less than 2 months, Kentucky voters will decide if the General Assembly can put taxpayer dollars into private or charter schools. That's called Amendment 2. A yes vote would change the Constitution to allow public funds to go toward private schools in the form of tuition vouchers. A no vote would keep that money for public schools exclusively. Louisville Urban League president and CEO Lyndon Pryor said he will be voting no on this because he says those vouchers will not help low-income families access private schools.
Because what we have to remember is that those schools still have all of the leverage in this equation. Number one, they set their rates, which by and large are still far more expensive than what the average student or family is going to be able to afford, even with a voucher.
Asa Coleman is the founder of Coleman Prep, which is a private school in the West End. Tuition at her school is more than $7,000. She said she's voting yes on this amendment, noting this year she had to turn away 45 students because she can't offer them assistance. She said the tuition vouchers can give all students the chance for choice.
Do we care about all of the students, the ones that are slipping through the cracks, the ones that are getting pushed along just so you can say that they pass, or do we really care about them being educated? And if we do, then it's less about protecting public schools, it's more about making sure kids are getting what they need.
If voters change the state constitution, the money would not flow immediately. Lawmakers would then have to craft the rules. Some JCPS parents can now sign up for that new transportation stipend program. Applications are available for families at 44 eligible schools. The stipends are for families who lost their transportation this year and now take their kids to and from school. Most families get $5 a day, but those receiving free and reduced lunches can get up to $10. JCPS says all families who want stipend money must complete that sign-up process by Tuesday, October 8th. And the remaining 12 eligible schools will be able to sign up in about a week on September 18th. We have the full list of the eligible schools in this story on our homepage. And here is a look at the new Kroger store on Ballardsville Road in the Springhurst area. It opened this morning and gave away $15 gift cards to the first 250 shoppers. But even more people were in line trying to get their hands on a special bottle of bourbon. And as everyone lined up, shoppers were greeted with a cheering section.
We planned and planned and planned, and we were just astounded today when we came in to see the traffic and business that we were going to have. It's amazing to see that the community wants to support us, and I'm so happy that we're here to serve them.
Like many other locations, the store will have a Starbucks, pharmacy, and wine and spirits shop.